All right, what's up, guys? Anthony here, Special Analysis. Welcome to the video. Sorry I didn't get one out on Friday for my recap of how I navigated crude oil. Just crazy schedule. But I did want to shoot the recap not only for you guys, but I do put it in my daily emails when I send out analysis each morning. So just kind of give you some food for thought about what I was watching, how this kind of all transpired. And the ways that I felt were the most efficient to kind of take part in crude oil. So we did place what looks like a really great low down here, 715. This little candle here had a really nice clean bottom as well. And we did push fairly aggressively. Now, truth be told, I was a little concerned because I never like to pick the low. So I did jump a little bit on this tiny little candle here, and I really ran the stop super tight, and I did pull profits really quickly. My big target here was at 81.5, and it did get there pretty fast. But I was a little concerned that we were going to kind of find resistance here where we previously found support, and we were going to get whipped out. Ultimately, we did test that price action. We came back again. We came back up here. I was considering shorting this. I like this absorption here, but I saw that we had this kind of firm floor, and I told my traders about this. I'm like, guys, listen, we're having a hard time getting through this 81.45 level. We ultimately popped up again, pushed down again. It was very clear that we were not going to get through these lows. So we have a low, a slightly higher low, a slightly higher low. We were kind of off to the races here. So I didn't really see anything here that made a great deal of sense. I didn't want to trade against the rolling VWAP because I know that can go bad quickly. And I did have more resistance up here. So I looked for the pullback. And if you notice, I just kind of ran off these highs here. And you can see that this was resistance here. This zone, if you would, has kind of provided some resistance. If this is going to work for me, come on. I don't know where my clones are going. Okay, but either way. So this level here I was pretty interested in based on these wicks. We get a really strong push up. We get a really strong push back. And I liked the absorption here, right? The sellers got absorbed. Buyers pushed them right back up. I felt really confident here that I could take a bump from 82, start taking profits very quickly, 82.15, right? Just get that very short hit. And then if we flush this high, that we could then push a little bit higher. I was targeting these highs here, and you could see that's where we ran out of steam. Now, we didn't really get any absorption here per se, but we did get a nice finished high. And I didn't short it, okay? I just didn't. I took profits very quickly here. I moved my stop to break even. I was safe. And same thing here. I took profits very quickly, moved my stop to break even, and I was safe. I have a rule of 3. If my first 2 trades are profitable, I'm done. My first 2 trades are a loss, I'm done. If it's a win-loss, I'll take the 3rd trade. I had 2 consecutively good trades. I didn't hold them for probably as long as I potentially could have. And that was just me being aggressive, taking the profit. It was Friday. I had a good week. I didn't want to give anything back. I did take some losses throughout the week, but I did net the week positive. So I was very comfortable where I was. I almost didn't want to trade at all on Friday, but I did because, listen, if the opportunity presents itself, you have to be conditioned to be ready and willing to take the trade. Opportunities presented themselves. So, for me, to be disciplined, I had to be ready and willing to place the trade. So I did. But I was very quick to take profits, maybe a little too aggressive, maybe a little too, quick to take those profits. And that just comes from, I had a good week. I was trying to lock it in. I didn't want to give anything back. And that was it. I just kind of left it alone. I could have definitely probably taken this reversal here and, even kind of analyzed the market throughout the balance of the day. Really nice kind of double test here and rally and really nice rotation here. Right back at these, just short of kind of this consolidative state. This just came back up here and grabbed all the stops, but we maintained below the session VWAP the entire time. So were there definitely more opportunities to trade here? I think there were. But again, I had a decent week. I didn't net any red days, but I did have days where I went red and then went back green. And I really felt very good about the way I performed this week based on market conditions. And could I have done better? Yes. Can we always do better? Yes. Did I take the time to recap and over the weekend and kind of understand what I could do better for next week? Yes. I made those notes, of course, and I reflect on every trade I take, and I reflect on all my notes fairly consistently throughout the weekend. I don't really kind of ignore this. I do focus back in because, listen, I want to be the best trader I can be, right? You know, I want to provide for my family, and I want to help you provide for yours. If trading is the means to what you desire to provide for yourself and your family, you know, I'm here to help you. You know, if that's not what you're after, that's fine. You know, for those of you who don't know kind of my goal here is not just to provide for my family, but to do for others. You know, we run a charitable organization, my wife and I, and, you know, proceeds from whatever comes in from folks that we help goes towards that charitable effort. At the end of the year, every ounce of what the government allows me to donate from all my different companies and assets and trading and personal goes all into that foundation as well. Because our goal is to help people, right? You know, we've my wife and I and my family, we've been feeding people and helping people and clothing people and doing all kinds of things, helping homeless people and less fortunate and the sick. And, you know, our family suffered from those things as well. So we are very compassionate to that. You know, our goal, my wife and I, is at the end of life to, you know, everything that's left is to give it away. You know, that's just our aspiration. Our aspiration isn't to die with all this money. Our aspiration is to help other people along our journey. You know, and whatever's left over, of course, is to go to help folks as well. You know, we are involved in a bunch of different things. So at the end of the day, for me, it's not necessarily about being greedy, right? Like, I come from a very conservative background. I've ran my businesses conservatively over the years. I've traded conservatively, and I continue to. But when I feel very tuned into the market and very defined in what I'm doing, could I be more? Could I let things run a little bit longer, right? So that's what I'm always reflecting on. Like, what can I do better to pay and protect myself? Because that's what I am a huge proponent of with my clients. You know, pay yourself, protect yourself. That is the way to survive in this business. Take less trades, take more higher quality trades. And, you know, that's something that I've come to kind of understand at this point. And after 13 years, you know, have a very fluent understanding of where we're at. You know, but the goal is not Ferraris or Lamborghinis or boats or, you know, any of that stuff. Like, we don't care. My wife and I drive Toyotas. We live in a very modest home. As you can see in the background here, this is not a 7,000 square foot mansion. You know, we don't live like that. We work very hard so that we can provide for ourselves and help provide for those who are in need. So, you know, when it comes to that thought process, I'm always trying to be a better trader so that I can do more for other people, not be a better trader so that I can have more for myself, because I have everything, right? I have everything. You know, at least in my opinion, I feel like I have everything. There's nothing materialistic on this earth that I'm after, you know, other than genuinely helping folks. So that's just kind of a little bit of the background of what we do and kind of how we run things around here at Special Analysis and the Special Foundation and all the other companies that we run. So yeah, at the end of the week, when I sit down to reflect, what can I do better so that I can help my clients do better for themselves and help other people that I have committed to serving do better as well. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, please share it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.